Good morning, everybody. This is Damon Bond, the Bond Realty Group, licensed real estate brokers in the state of Connecticut and New York. Hope everybody's doing well. Today is March 26th, 2018. It is Monday, March 26th, 2018. Hope everybody's doing well. If there is ever any questions or concerns, just give me a call, 203-394-8123, 203-394-8123, or you can email me at dbond011@gmail.com. That is dbond011@gmail.com. Okay, it's springtime, but it's still cold, so hopefully no more snow. This is it. We'll see what's going on in the New York metro area over here. All right, hope everybody's doing well. Okay, so basically, I just wanted today to talk about kind of piggyback what I talked about last time in terms of if you have relatives, how to unload your property the proper way so that way it stays in the family and you can build family wealth. Today, I want to continue that, and I specifically want to focus on children. When I say children, I mean both, your underage children, under 18 years of age, and your adult children over 18 or, some cases older than that. And I got an interesting question, and that was a person who wanted me to address. What ways can you leave property to your children, both under 18 and over 18 years of age? I thought it was an excellent discussion to have, because here's the thing. One of the ways that you can generate wealth, keep wealth generational, is through real estate holdings. I'm a firm believer in that. And the problem is there's certain segments of the society where this is not done, while other segments of society this is done. So, already, parents get older in some cases and, they leave their kids, property behind and they get divided among the siblings. That's typically the common way it's done. But also, and what some other places do, they make sure that their children are able to have real estate for little or next to nothing. So here's some things, because I've seen it just as my experience as a real estate agent, real estate broker, both in Connecticut and New York, is how when it's time for them to get a down payment, they buying a house, they're buying a $400,000 house. And the parents will say, here's, you can put 50% down on that. And already their mortgage is low. Already they're going to have equity in the house and such. So I think it's a good thing. So how can we go about doing that? Well, there's several things we can do. First of all, if the children are under 18 years of age, right, this is a good thing. And the reason why is because you actually set up a trust for them. So you don't have to actually give them a whole house physically. I mean, that's cool too. But, let's say, we have a child that's born, all right, or a child that may be a preteen or even teenager. And what you could do is you could actually open up a trust for them, go to an attorney. Once again, this is legal stuff, so make sure you consult and contact an attorney. But you go to an attorney, and you can actually put money into your trust. So by the time, let's say, when he or she's ready to get married, have a kid, and they finally decide a house, they'll have money in the trust. So they already have that 20% down payment. That's one way in which you're able to, take care of that if they're under 18. All right, so you save some money for them, you put some trust, you fund the trust, and of course the attorney will be the executor of that trust. So let's say you're dead and gone, all right, that attorney can still, be the executor of that place and still administer as long as money's set up for that. So that's one way you can do it. That's a pretty good way. So you could have trust. Let's say if you have one child, it's easy to open one trust. Let's say you have a couple, kids, you open up a couple of trusts. So that's one way you certainly could do it. If you happen to own physical property, you could have it willed that, the child will get the property. So let's say, you have in your will that, so-and-so is going to, I'm going to leave 1234 Main Street to so-and-so, to John or Mary, whoever it may be. And, we would like to plan our death, but in the event that is an untimely death we have, I hope it doesn't happen, but in the event, just keep it real, that is untimely, what you could do is you can actually have it where you have someone who's an executor of that property until the child reaches of age. So you make it 18, you can make it 21. I'll probably make it 21, but you can do that. That's another option you can do. All right. Or, for children who are under 18. For adult children, It's similar. It's probably going to be lose years because they're adult. Once again, you can always will it to them that they'll inherit the property. You can set up a trust for your adult kids as well. So pretty much these are the things you can do. Now, that's if you don't have any. That's if you have property. Okay, if you don't have property, rather, if you have property, I said, yeah, I already went through that. Sorry, it's Monday morning blues, ladies and gentlemen. So now. Let's say you do have physical property where you have a number of properties. Well, you just will them off, like I said before, to the kids. And if they're under 18, once again, you can have it where you set up a trust or you will it to them. And in the event that you untimely pass, and if they didn't ascertain the age of 21 years over or 18 years over, depending on what you want to do, then they'll get X property until they're old enough where the executor of the estate doesn't have to oversee them so much. So these are some things you could do, and I think it's a great question because we should really be thinking like that, how we could keep wealth in the family. And one thing I would recommend certainly is this, is that especially even if you have adult kids, but not so much with adult children, but if you have young kids, right? When I say young kids, teenagers, have them understand the fundamentals of upkeeping property. So, if you're going to do a small project yourself, right, for a property you may own, have them look at it. Let them know that it's work to take care of property. Discuss about paying property taxes with them. Just because the house may be owned outright, you still have to pay property taxes to the city or to the town you live in. Let them know about maintenance. You got to take care of that maintenance. This is not about collecting rent on that property or just letting the property sit there. You got to do what we call preventive maintenance and upkeep the property so that the way the property can improve in value. So these are all some things you can do. Particularly if you have children who are under 18, to let them know upkeep it. Because once again, I said this before in my other video that too many times I've seen where, grandparents had left properties to kids and grandkids and whatnot, and it just went into disarray, The roof was all messed up. The front yard is looking, excuse the expression, janky, so to speak, just be colloquial. They're behind on their property taxes and stuff without any good reason. They just didn't know about it. So it's important to, give your kids, a crash course in real estate and let them know what the deal is. Let them know that it's important to upkeep these things. So that way they can pass it down, to their children. Their children will pass it down to their children if they choose to do so. Or if they decide to sell a property, they'll get a good value as opposed to, something that's not deteriorated. Because think about this for a minute, right? Let's say, 3 generations, the grandkids decide to sell a house. And, by that time the house has been paid, outright and whatnot. They could take a look at a house. That's going to be, maybe possibly a few $100,000 for them, or several $100,000, depending on the location, the size, the property type, and so forth. And that's money in the bank, and they use that money to, go on from there. So these are things that I recommend that you do in terms of that. I think it's a great question. If there's any questions, you can always email me at dbond011@gmail.com. That is dbond011@gmail.com. You can always give me a call, 203-394-8123, 203-394-8123. Hope this was helpful and informational for you, and YouTube, like it. You can share this with somebody. Facebook, like it, and just spread the word that, yes, this is one way in which you could bring, generational wealth to, our family members. So this is Damon Bond, a Bond Realty Group, licensed real estate broker in the states of Connecticut and New York. Hope everybody be well. Have a wonderful week. Stay safe and stay warm. Good afternoon.